Well, hello, everyone. This is Judy White from Social Connections on Passionate World Talk Radio. And I have with me Lillian Caldwell, the CEO and president of Passionate World Talk Radio. And I also have Mark Stoles, and he is the producer. So welcome. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Are you really interested in doing this?
No, I am. I'm just getting my notes together.
Lillian, you wanted to have this. What do you want to do with it?
Well, I think it's a good idea that maybe we should come on every now and then and let everybody know that we're alive and well and that things are happening at Passionate World Talk Radio, that we're not just a passive internet radio station, but that we really want to become involved with the community worldwide or right around the block next door, and to let people know that we're here for them, especially the ladies, because there are a lot of topics that are now being brought out into the open that a lot of people really are not passionate about because they feel like it's not going to affect them in any way, shape, or form, or it's not going to happen to them. And then when it happens to them, it's a little too late to start collecting the information to help them deal with it. So I think that's part of our mission statement, is to provide this information or this material to them so that they can have it ahead of time. So when the inevitable happens, they'll be prepared to handle it and have it already there available for them to use it should they need it.
Okay.
What do you think, Mark?
Well, should we talk about having at least a monthly show then, right? Kind of like continue on with Christmas. So sometime in January, every month have some kind of a live event.
I think that would be pretty good. I was thinking of starting, I was talking to Mark about this, and I was thinking of doing a caregiver series with Betsy Wurzel, and, having different caregivers come on, or get people in the community, of YouTube community, that would like to join in and talk about their tips and ideas. Maybe that's a way to get more information out. Those are different ways. Those are suggestions for me to get more involved, because you really have to make it interesting enough for everyone that's willing to come on and listen to our monthly events.
I think they will. I think that there's a lot of information that is out there, but a lot of people don't know how to get to it.
Right.
Or if they know how to get to it, they really don't know how to make use of it. And the problem is that we are a nation now of information overload. But one of the things that was brought up in one of the press releases I received was that the millennials have all this information at their fingertips, but they don't know really how to process it or how to use what they're getting. And to me, that's a real oxymoron right there, because the whole idea is to be able, if you can't process the information that you're being given and you don't know what to do with it after you receive it, then who's the fool? The person putting out the information or the person reading it not being able to make use of it?
Yeah. Well, you know what I found, Lillian, is that until you need it, most people don't look for it. Okay. It's like, if you decide to sail a boat, then you start looking for information. But until you decide to do that, you haven't really looked for that information. I used to get a lot of comments from people, I didn't know there was all this stuff available because I didn't need it. Okay. So I think what we need to do is we need to show that there's this new area that's sitting out there, because, the millennials are going to be taking care of mom and dad at some point down the road here.
Yes. And I think that for them to wait until they need it is the danger period.
Right.
We have to some way get them introduced to some of this ahead of time, kind of like the rainy day philosophy, or what they used to call the Christmas accounts at the bank, where you started somewhere in February and started saving for the next Christmas, so that when that time came, you had the money in the bank to go out and buy that $1,000 worth of presents if that's how much you want to spend.
Right.
And I think we need to find a way in which we can attract people to this information that's already being provided in such a manner that they will see the need or the opportunity to get educated before something happens.
Yeah. Well, at least know that it's out there.
Or at least know that it's out there, or know that there's somebody they can go out and talk to. I know that when I was a single parent back in the day, single parenting was not a big deal. In fact, it was still pretty well shunned. People kept you away from their husbands because they were afraid we were going to take them or something. And the thing of the matter was that they didn't have much to do with single parents, whether they were male or female, because it was an unknown area. And guess what? Being a single parent is no different from being a regular parent. Your problems with your kids still remain the same problems that everybody else had.
Yeah.
But if you can't share the information or at least be privy to it, you have no idea whether you're doing something right or doing something wrong.
So what would you think would be a good kind of intro to this for people that we can get a hold of? I mean, what do we have? We got 18,000 people on a mailing list.
No, we have 97,000 people on our mailing list.
Okay, so we have 97,000 on our mailing list. Rosalind Carter says that if you're not going to be a caregiver, you're going to require caregiving. Okay, and you're going to do that whether it's your children or your parents. So everybody,
or your relatives, for that matter.
Everybody's going to do it. So how do we intro this to those people that have not thought about it yet?
Well, I know with the caregivers, they always felt like there wasn't enough information out there, but there is, but you just don't know where to find it. And if we put ourselves out there as Passionate Real Talk Radio saying, we're going to be talking about different subjects, or else just ask them to join us and listen to or go through our website and see what we have to offer them.
Okay.
I mean, it's a thought anyways, it's a start.
And I also think that if we could offer them something in order to sort of like sweeten the deal a little bit, to get their interest up or to get their commitment up to become a little more involved, then maybe we should put out a worm or a grasshopper.
Like what?
Something for them to bite on.
Any thoughts about what that would be?
What would it be?
I think that
a document,
something in which they feel like they belong to a greater purpose. People like to flock to, they like safety in numbers. And if they feel that there are other people around them that are also coming in or signing up or whatever for the same deal, they feel a lot more comfortable than if they think they're going it alone.
Well, that's why Facebook is so successful. There's a lot of tribes out there.
Exactly. So we need to create a tribe where these people feel comfortable enough and something to entice them, if you want to put it that way, to come in and sign up.
Okay.
I know I'm going to be starting, I'm with Rick Hamill. We're doing a mental wellness a Facebook page and to make awareness about what is going on, people's health and how they can help themselves in different degrees. Should it be supplements, exercise, meditation, yoga, in addition with whatever medication they're doing, but to show them there are other ways. Also, there are ways to provide some help to your own body in a natural manner. And those kind of websites are doing very well.
Well, then what we need to figure out, Jeannie, since you're a holistic person, is maybe offer these people something that they can do which will make them feel a little bit better or a little more relaxed about themselves, knowing that we at PWTR are into it to help them feel better about themselves or to stress out a little less or to be able to give them a little something in order for them to feel comfortable within their own skin.
Well, because there's another group that I know of, women helping women. It's just an unbelievable Facebook page. Again, what they're saying is we can help each other with ideas and suggestions. And say someone has, they're going to be starting a new business. This is what I've seen on this site. It's a really great site. And they will see things like, I'm starting. Whose phone is that?
Mine. Go ahead.
Can you shut it off? And what this tribe does is say I'm just starting out in a new business, and I'll write out and I'll say to them, does anyone have any ideas? I have this new product, and can you give me some suggestions on how I should approach it? You won't believe the replies they get. So if you have something like that where you're saying, look, we can help you out. There are many people out there that are in this group that can help you. It's a phenomenal group because these women are all willing to help each other.
Yeah. Well, people have to be joiners. And I know a lot of people who don't like to join things like that.
Yeah. Well, one of the nice things, we're going to do this. We're doing this live, and it's going to be on YouTube right now.
Yes.
It's going to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
One of the things we do is put a call out to people that see this and ask them the question of how would they suggest we try and develop a bigger audience? What are they looking for to help them exist? We could do that and see what happens with that too.
Yeah, that would be something similar to what is going on with these couple of pages I mentioned, in asking people to perhaps give their own ideas. Maybe it's a business they want to start, or they want to start a yoga studio. It just doesn't really matter what exactly it is. What matters is that the group is in there and they're willing to participate and give suggestions.
Sure. Well, I think what we do is we throw it out to the masses and maybe even our mailing list and see what they kind of think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, why don't you do one? Do a call out and ask to say it.
Okay. I'll work on something like that.
Richard Hamel, what about a talk show? That's what he said.
Yeah. That's one of my friends, Ricky. Rick, you can, say, hey, Rick, if it's a talk show, which we're doing, what would you want in that talk show, Rick? Are you listening? Can you give an idea? I don't know if he's hearing.
No, this is great.
What type of talk show?
Yeah. There's all
and he gets sponsors for the talk show.
Yeah, there's all kinds of experts out there, and a lot of them are on LinkedIn. It's not going to be too hard to find those. And
it's just listening. Why aren't you watch this now? Why aren't you watching?
That's okay. If he makes a comment, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, he made a comment and he just says he's listening.
Oh.
So I just asked him what type of a talk show he's looking for.
Yeah, what kind of subjects would be helpful for him?
Yeah, let me see. I put down what subjects. Because that way, when people are watching this here.
Open to the public to ask about a topic.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Health.
We've been doing that. Is good. But I think that's a pretty good idea. And I know maybe we start a tribe on a YouTube channel. People can come in and just ask their questions. Oh, he's talking about mental health, and that's because he's involved in that.
Okay.
And that's an excellent.
That's all right. It's a big topic these days. Up there with suicide prevention.
Yeah, that's a good one. It really is, because we're trying to. We're working together on a page on Facebook, and giving, because it's the brain, the gut and the brain phenomenal that goes on. They've been talking about how your gut has a lot of issues, and if it has issues and it signals the brain, and sometimes they don't talk to each other, and sometimes that's how we get sick a lot because our gut is not healthy. And
Sometimes they're at war too.
yeah, so that's a good. It really is one of the major subjects, and I think that's probably something we could do.
Well, that's Chinese healing, actually.
Two
Really?
brains, a left and a right. Yes.
No, I mean the gut is the primary portion of what Chinese medicine is dealing with that because they believe that that's the biggest cause of disease and
Right. There's a lot of information.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If my stomach isn't right, it wakes me up every single time.
Yeah.
And keeps me up until I address it.
Hmm. So, that'd be a good subject. Now, Rick, would you join? Would you subscribe to this channel and have it? And talk, be part of the solution.
Sure.
Because if somebody calls in and says, I have an issue, maybe we can give suggestions.
Well, the other thing too.
He says yes.
Yeah.
The other thing too is I've have contacts with a couple of large hospitals here in town. I could certainly start talking to them about getting a doctor or two to kind of come and talk about stuff too.
And maybe even sponsor the show.
Who knows? But I'm just saying.
I don't know, really. But I think that would be that would be a good subject. But, and then probably some other people may have something else they may want to address. What is it? What's going on too is the mental health is also the suicide is what's going on. Yeah. So that could be brought, all of that's combined, and you can really, have a lot of people that want to come on and discuss it and see what kind of solutions are out there for people.
Well, one of the guys that is here in one of the hospitals is a gerontology psychologist.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's all kinds of specialties out there.
Right.
I think what we could do is we could provide a lot of different help, just a matter of starting to talk to, and I think what we have to do is we have to look not only at sanctioned medicine, but I think what we have to do is look at, like I said, the Chinese, they have some approaches as well that may be useful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I used to go to a Chinese healer.
Yeah.
She came from China. She had what you would call that third eye.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of different avenues. I mean, I don't see any issues with content.
No, there isn't.
At all. It's just a matter of how we want to do this. We don't want to do a weekly, a monthly. What kind of show do we want to do?
Well, I know from StreamYard, they always recommend you do it once a week.
Okay.
Because that gets it. But maybe, because Rick and I already have a page out there for mental wellness. And we could also, when we're doing the live shows, I can do two destinations. I can do YouTube and I can do Facebook. And maybe there's where you're going to find some of your people that are going to join. Because we did very well on Facebook last night. Very well.
Yeah, no, it was a great show. I think we did wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. So we could, you could do it that way.
Okay.
Really plan the shows out, and then, have someone come in and talk for a few minutes maybe, and then ask for people if they have any questions, that they would participate in it and what they're doing to help provide. Like for you, Lillian, what are you doing to help provide for you in a conjunction with your medical doctor? What else are you doing, like physical therapy, meditation, yoga, a diet, Those are the things, that you want to help people with, to
Absolutely. Especially if they need to find alternative ways of handling their diet or other things within their therapy and stuff, because not everybody can go the try and true method that Western medicine always has a plan for.
Right.
And then I could probably bring the doctor I used to use, Dr. Mark Mincola, and he helped me immensely through my years. And some of it was, kind of serious because of the inflammation that I was having. And because of what he did to help me in conjunction with my medication, It really did. It helped me a lot. I mean, he brought me through a lot of different things with supplements and diets. And, like I would go in and they give you a chart on, he would test you on what foods you should be eating, what foods you shouldn't be eating. And it depends on the season also, so he would be great to have on. And then that's what I think anyways.
Well, I think there's a lot of things we could. I don't see subject matter as
No, that's not the issue.
small
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
There's this huge. So we're talking about once a week. We're talking about 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
30 minutes. You don't want it longer than that.
Right. Yeah.
So we want to do it on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
See, he said yes to the first thing about doing alternatives, because obviously Western medicine, yes, does use drug, and it has a place there using drugs.
Yeah.
It does have a place, but some of the things you can do by yourself.
Absolutely, especially since a lot of people, penicillin is now no longer the wonder drug. It no longer works.
Well, if you take a preventative picture of it, then Eastern medicine is better for you because Western medicine is after the fact.
Mm.
So let's talk about. So we're talking about Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday's show, okay? Right?
Yeah.
Because Monday and Fridays, people are busy, either coming or going.
Yeah.
So if we do a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, any time particular, ladies?
Well, see, I was thinking more of a Sunday, but I know that StreamYard, they have a great following. When they first started, they do a 6 o'clock every Sunday night. They call it the town hall meeting.
Yeah, well, we don't want to be in conflict with that. We certainly don't want to be in competition with it either.
I didn't say that. I'm just talking about what they're doing. They do it once.
I understand that, but I'm just saying that we probably maybe need our own time and our own day and not do it on a Sunday. That's what I'm talking about.
Fine, whatever.
So we could try it, we could try testing it. So we could try it in 1 month. We could do it in different times, different days, and see what happens. See where our most activity is coming from.
Right.
So we could plan like a Wednesday. We could plan a Sunday. We could do a Monday. We do the first month we do 4 of them. We just have them different days and see how our listenerships happens.
I'm not worried about the NFL, Rick, because we have done specialty programs on when the Super Bowl came around, and we had more than 1,000 people to attend. So I'm not too worried about football.
Yeah,
I know I'm doing my own series anyways. I know that I'm doing a caregiver series on StreamYard. Probably after the first of the year, I'll be doing stuff with the caregivers, the cancer survivors also. So
are you doing that independently, or are you doing that through PWTR?
well, it is true. Am I not part of PWR?
Yes, you are.
Well, of course.
Okay. Well, I just thought I asked.
So why don't we try?
If you don't want me to, I won't do it.
No. I think it's a very good idea because there are a lot of people out there with cancer that really don't know where to turn to, especially overseas. We get a lot of people from overseas that are tuning in to what's happening on this station with your series on the caregivers. So I think it's very important.
I just haven't planned. I'm not planning that until the first of the year after I talk to Holly Brown.
Okay. So why don't we let's talk about later on picking a day, switching it around during the month of January. Let's come up with some subjects.
Mm-hmm.
First four of them are different subjects. So if you guys want to send me thoughts, I'll happy to compile it and kind of go from there.
Yeah, build up.
Have you, Jeannie, thought about maybe tying in your coaching with these programs?
Yes, I have. I've thought about it with the caregivers themselves, the ones right now with the ones with the people that have Alzheimer's and dementia. They seem to be a very stressful group. Yeah.
Because I think that would be a good way for you to get involved and start your coaching business, is
Mhm.
being able to tell people, well, here at PWR, I can provide you with the coaching necessary to help you get from point A to point B. And, this is what I can do for you and everything. And then you have the additional group support from what's going on at the station as well. And that'd be a really good tie-in, I believe.
Yes, I am. I know I've been certified in it, but I'm thinking of taking just a couple of courses with TP Snow Group because I am a certified gerontology, so I can use the two together, and plus my other coaching training.
Well,
So
I think you ought to put that out on your page so people kind of like a shingle, so people
Yeah.
already know that and they can
already
get
have that, yeah. 'Cause
and
I
make
do
the
have
link.
background- Yeah, I do have the background in gerontology, right? So that would be good.
Okay.
And then you could say I'm open for business, and
Yes.
and that'd be good for them because it'd be one-stop shopping.
Yeah. I think these are some really pretty good ideas that we have, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
You don't know until you try it.
You guys could send me 2 ideas of what you think would be good for shows. I'll put something together.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah. Because when I start mine, it'll be hopefully once a week. That's what I'm hoping for me, anyways. I don't want to go any longer than 2 weeks.
Yeah. Lillian, do you have some ideas of some subject matter?
At the moment, not off the hand, no.
Okay.
But I think that
2:00 this morning, you'll come up with them?
well, I think one of them would probably be how to handle a sudden death, unexpected death. Because I really think that I was surprised when my doctor told me that there is a real disease out there for men and women that after they've been caregivers for a long time, that they have a tendency to implode when their loved one dies.
Right.
And I didn't know that. And I think that's something that we need to address.
Oh, we've already addressed that with Betsy Wurzel already. We've already talked about that.
Well, I think that maybe it needs to be
She's gonna talk
explained even more because
she's going to talk about it again.
There's a lot of things that one needs to prepare for. I know that when I was handling all the details after Barry passed, a lot of these companies are not set up to deal with their survivor spouse.
Right.
At all. And they put you through a lot of things that is quite painful at the time because you're trying to cope emotionally with just losing your spouse who you didn't expect to die on you. And all of a sudden here you had to deal with it. And then you have that 3-month stretch where you have to survive to get past the hurdles before you can even start healing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be one idea because I think that an unexpected death is really kind of like getting a sucker punch in the stomach.
Yeah.
It is, right.
And I've seen so many, especially men, long-term caregivers that were men that would pass away fairly quickly after
Yes. Yeah. And I think that needs to be addressed because nobody's talking about the men at all and what they have to deal with. And I think since men are more prickly about emotions and feelings.
I'm sensitive white male, baby.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. Prickle, prickle, prickle. But you don't talk about it. I mean, getting Barry to talk about his feelings was like pulling teeth.
Right.
He wouldn't discuss it because it was not part of his vocabulary. Real men don't eat whatever. Right. And I think it has to be approached.
We've had some men on caregivers. We still do that talk. One of them is that Ralph Lake. He comes on a lot and he talks about it. But
Well, maybe we should
again,
try to have a permanent coach who deals with men as attached to the show or attached to the station, so that if men have questions, they can, because I'm sure there are a lot of millennial guys who are going to be caught and taking care of mom.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
you have at least American families are only having 1 or 2 children these days, so you've got a good chance that 50% of them are going to be male.
Yeah. I remember my ex-brother being very nasty to me when he said, how would you like to clean up after this? And I looked at him and said, women are always cleaning up after that. It's your turn, buddy.
Okay,
Okay.
so let's put together a list of 4 or 5 categories and to see what we can do.
Yep.
And
That's
I'll
all
put it
for the
out.
plan.
I'll then put it out on LinkedIn and see if I can find anybody that's interested in talking with us as well. And
When Barry was first diagnosed, I went on LinkedIn and I spoke to a lot of men who were quite hostile after taking care of their parents with Alzheimer's. I mean, they were just downright nasty.
really,
Yes. So some of the experiences out there must have been pretty heavy duty.
I can imagine.
Mm.
Imagine.
Well, it's a half an hour. We're into 31 minutes, so I don't know. Do you want to continue?
No, we should
Yeah.
call it quits.
Hey, Richard, I really appreciate your input.
Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you. You want to come on the show once in a while and talk about some stuff about mental wellness?
There's always room for one more.
Yep, you can come on. But I want to thank you all, everyone for listening or going to listen. This video will be on the YouTube channel, and I will, post it everywhere anyways, also for everyone to see. And I think that I just want to say thank you for everyone that last night. It was really a good showing for us, that show. It was excellent. It really was. Even Sheila loved it, but she couldn't get on. She didn't know how to transfer her question from Facebook to where we were.
No.
Oh, maybe we should have an instruction class. This is how you do it.
Yes, I said after the first of the year, we were going to have a class on that for her, for people to understand, because there were people on Facebook, and like Betsy got on and Christina got on, but there were others that didn't come on. They were still on Facebook. So I'm not quite sure. I've never really done it before anyway. So have you done it, Mark? Go from Facebook to YouTube channel? Rick, have you gone through that?
I haven't done it, but I'm sure it's not that difficult.
It can't be, so anyway, so that's something I just want to bring that attention up to, that there are ways to, like if we brought Facebook on to this one, you would have to give them some idea of how to get from Facebook to ask a question here, to be involved with this chat on YouTube,
Okay.
So these are all experiences, they're good ones.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you both. This is terrific. And I will forward this to both of you if you want it. And,
absolutely. We should post it on the website.
Yep.
I already did that. It's up, I did, at least I did Santa Claus anyways. Santa Claus was very good. I loved it. I want to thank everyone for listening and watching, and any comments or suggestions. Do you want to give your email address, Mark? Do you want them to write to you?
My email address is markstowers, STOWERS, all one word, @gmail.com.
And you, Lillian, do you want anyone to contact you?
Sure. PWR Network LLC @gmail.com.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I truly appreciate it. Have a good day. And we'll see you again in a little
Next
while.
Sunday.
Yep.
We'll see you again next week. We'll see what we've got going on. Thank you, everyone. Jeannie White, Social Connections on Passionate World Talk Radio. Bye now.
Bye-bye.